So I called up my good friend and I said, help me. I need help with figuring out what to put on this wall. And she said, why don't you create an affirmation wall? And I was like, duh. You see this back here? I don't like it. I'm tired of it. And this is where I do a lot of my recording in my office. Okay. I'm in my office. Beautiful view here, but the light coming from the back never does any justice for me. So I'm always at my computer doing work. And sometimes the spirit hits me to deliver a message. And this is what you get. So I called up my good friend and said, help me, because she's my designer, my chef. Shout out to Manji Yolanda. You know who I'm talking about. Okay. And I said, help me. I need help with figuring out what to put on this wall. And she said, why don't you create an affirmation wall? And I was like, duh. I'm an affirmation coach. Affirmation wall. It only makes sense. So I'm super excited. And I decided to take you guys along with me behind the scenes of creating my affirmation wall. So I haven't done a behind the scenes in a very, very long time. I have created affirmation cards. I do have a set of affirmation cards. If you're interested in those, you can check the description. As of right now, I have them for printables only. That's what I'm actually about to do now, is print out my own affirmation cards and upload them in this wonderful picture set. And so this is what's going to be behind me, something like this with my affirmations. And I'm really excited. So if you've ever wanted to create an affirmation wall and this is the vibe that you are going for, then let's do this together. All you'll need is whatever frame set you want. I got this from Wally World. I'm sure you can find it on Amazon. I can actually link in the description. You'll need your computer because everything I do runs through Canva. I create my affirmation cards on there. I created my book cover on there. I'm a Canva girl. Okay, so have your computer, Canva, and a printer. And we print it out. As of right now, and this is when I turn on the camera, I was trying to figure out how to make sure that I have the correct measurements for the inside, because the way this is made, I'm not going to do the full 12 by 12. I'm not going to cover up this frame part. I'm just going to just put them in here. And so I have to get the 8 by 8 measurements together in order for me to slide it in behind and it to make sense. So that's what we're doing right now. I find myself to be a DIY queen when it comes to stuff like this. I know you can go out and make or just purchase it already done, but because I have affirmation cards and I want my sayings, what I want to see on my wall, I'm going to create this shit myself. So right now I'm using Canva, and I'm not going to take y'all through the whole Canva thing, but I'll turn it over here. And I'm trying to figure out my measurements for the inside of the frame as of right now, which is why, like I said, this printed out. This is where we were. This is where we are. And I think one more time and I'm going to get it right. So I finally got the right size. Okay. And I use old paper that I've used before, and I don't waste good paper on stuff like this, but I did accidentally print on the wrong side, but I can see it through. You see the line, and it's perfect. Y'all probably won't be able to see it, but it lines up with the blue perfectly. See the line here and the line here and the line here lines up with the blue perfectly. Yay. Now I can move on to the other thing. So my other thing was, what do I want to put? Do I just want it to be black and white like my cards are, or do I want a color pop? I'm a black and white queen as well. I like simple, classic, plain black and white, but I did want a little color pop. Pink is one of the color pops of my business to go with the black and white, so I definitely wanted to incorporate that. I love earthy greens, so what I'm gonna do is add maybe a pretty flower or floral vibe. Now it's time to pick out the affirmations that I'm going to use, which I just need 6 of them, and then pick out the idea of the flower that I want behind. And then it'll be time to print it out, put it in, and boom, put some nails up, and we're done. one of the affirmations that I know I'm going to have up here is one of my faves, and that is let that shit go. So I guarantee you on the next video, when I have these up, you're going to see let that shit go. And it's going to hit your soul, your spirit very hard, because it's going to be some things that you need to let go. And you're going to see it and say, oh, I need to let that shit go because it's not serving me. It's not empowering me. So let me let that shit go and move in a space of uplifting, empowerment, and doing the damn thing. Okay. All right, don't get me started because I'll get started on something else. And this is about my affirmation wall. So let's get to it. So one of my other challenges may be, you see, I have my lights over there to make sure I have good lighting here. And I definitely don't want that to be a part of my affirmation wall to see all that. So I'm going to see about shifting my lighting to where it does not angle into the thing. Or we may just be taking this plastic off so that you don't see it, and it's a nice matted look behind me, so there's no weird glare for you to be able to see. These are matted picture frames though, you see, so this is not a bunch of glare in that, but this is going to be the factor. But I don't think that's going to be a problem. So I have a few different cards to make my selection from. The let that shit go is a part of my selfish. Like I said, I'll link those below. And then I have selfish is all about self-love, self-worth. What this channel is all about, everything to empower you on your best, most highest vibing self, selfish. And then the breathe is all about becoming present. We say breathe and be selfish. This is about becoming present to life, to living your best life, right? Become present to being intentional about every step that you take and every decision you make. And then my latest one was the selfish daily conversation starters. And I love these because there's a affirmation on one side, and then there's a conversation starter to engage in, you know, some positive, uplifting conversations that may push you out of your comfort zone in the things that you end up sharing or that you end up discovering about yourself with how these topics go. So I love this one. I am actually in the process of, like I said, these are all downloadable at the moment. I did sell these as the hard copy, but I'm in the process of getting some new updated hard copies, focusing on the selfish and the selfish conversation starters. But don't wait on that. Go ahead and download yours now if you are all about affirming, positively affirming yourself on a regular. Now let's get back into my affirmation wall, because you see, that's what we're talking about. This is where we at right now. I can't wait for this to be done. So you can judge me if you want to. I don't really know how to do this recording on here. So I'm not going to give you much of this, but this is how I got my box. I'm going to use this as a guide, and I'm going to remove these lines because if it bleeds outside, it's fine once it's in the frame. But this is how I got my guide. I clicked on file, and then I used the settings so that I could put my guidelines, margins, and stuff like that. And then I figured it out, printed it out to figure it out, and here we are. So now I'm gonna go into the design, and actually I'm gonna go in elements, and I'm gonna type in flowers. And then we're gonna see what flowers come up. So while I go through that and pick out my flower, I'll be back. What I'm also going to do is hit this duplicate so that I have multiple. I'm going to have 6 of these lined up. I'm going to click that 6 times so that when I check in here, I'm going to see 6 of them appear here. And then that's when I'm going to apply the flower, and then I'm going to apply the affirmation in there, and then that's going to be it. So once I get that done, I will put it on there and then show you what it looks like, because I like to see what the whole album looks like to make sure the flowers are coordinated, it looks pretty, the fonts and stuff like that. So you just go through, pick out your font, pick out your flower. Like I said, I'm not recording from my computer, so I just think it's weird for me to continue there. But once I get that down, I will show you what it looks like visually. Then I'll print it out and show you what that looks like. And then I'll show you what it looks like to apply it to my frame and then to the back wall, just so that you can know what the rest of this video looks like. Okay, so one other thing that I forgot to say, you're gonna want some premium paper, premium cardstock paper, a little heavier than just regular paper, especially just this, you know, print receipt informational paper, you're going to want something that's going to produce quality pictures. Okay. So I do suggest getting some premium. I'm using matte because once again, I don't want a glare like this. And I do use a different type of cardstock that I normally get from Hobby Lobby. I'll link in here. It's one of my how do you make affirmation cards videos, and I talk more about the paper that I use there, and you can find it there because I cannot remember. As of right now, I'm out of that, and this is what I have on hand. So this is what I'm going to use. I am not using regular paper, so keep that in mind. So here's a quick vibe of what we have going on. This is my template. I'm still figuring out the affirmations that I'm going to use, but I think I found my flowers. I was debating between using full color flowers and putting the affirmations around, or doing faded flowers and putting them in the background with the affirmations on top. I think this is winning. Let me show y'all what it looks like in my little preview. Hold on, y'all. We are rearranging here. This is what it looks like. I created, once again, on regular paper, not my official paper yet. This is what it looks like. So this is what we're looking like. This one, don't mind it. It didn't print out correctly, but that's okay. I still was able to get the idea. But this is what we're looking like to put on the back of here. Let me pick one up and see. Y'all getting real behind the scenes. So they'll be up like this, and you see how that light is. So I'll get to that next. I'm either gonna figure out how to set up the lighting, or like I said, take this layer off where it will, well, we'll do that later, where it will not show the glare. But let's see if we do it like this, you can see how cool that looks. I'm excited. So I think I'm gonna go with the full color, and this is where we are. And it looks like this because this is the cheap paper once again. Okay, once I swap it out, it'll be full. And I'm actually debating, one second. So I'm actually debating between using some paper from this. I use these for the personalized affirmation cards that I use for the selfish experience when we do selfish date out, and it's our conversation starter and affirmation of the evening. I print out on these and create them personalized according to the outing. So I have this pretty paper that I may use just to offset that white. Look how pretty this paper is, by the way. Look at this, beautiful. So the back of my affirmations have these different looks to them. Sometimes really pretty. Got this from, this one was from Michael's. If you do not have cardstock paper, this turned around is just as solid because of the texture and the quality of this paper. So if I didn't have the other paper, or if that one decides not to print right for this, honey, I'm gonna be printing on the back of one of these prints. Okay, so that's where we are right now. They're looking good. Let's speed this up, and voila, here is the final touches. I'm really excited that I can change these out anytime that I want. Now that I have the template that I need, see, I used this and then I just deleted it. So once I print it out, it will be a perfect fit. I need to delete this off of here. It'll be a perfect fit for the frame. Where's the, right. I'm so excited to see these color pops come together. And let's get to printing. So I did update my size guide. So I'm going to print out one more time on a raggedy piece of paper. And what I know is usually the PDF print is usually clearer, crisper. So I was just using the PNG initially. So I'm going to download these as a PDF, and then I'm going to print out my first print on this raggedy piece of paper. I'm just going to do basic printing, and then I am going to prepare the quality paper to print it out, and we're going to be ready to add it to the actual frame and take this raggedy thing out, and we're going to make it happen. I'm going to sample print the Let That Shit Go, the one that we used as a sample for this one because it uses the least amount of ink. Let's check the size to make sure that it will still fit. And yes, it will. In comparison, there it is. So the PDF looks nice and neat. What I think I'm going to do to cut down on some of this color, to not use all my color ink, is go in and take this down some so that all this is not there, because it's not going to be seen anyway. You see how it's hidden in there? So I think I'm going to take some of that down and use the template to cut some of that out. But it looks so good. So I tested out the white and it looked really good in there, but something was still missing. And I went back to the textured paper, and I like it better with the textured paper. It just makes it look more professional and complete. The white is fine, but I just wasn't feeling it the same as this textured look. So I am now, these are actually 12 by 12 sheets, so I have to size them like the regular letter paper with my chop shop is what I call it. Hold on. I have to size them each so that they all fit to go into my printer, and then I print out. Like, this is some serious DIY stuff. So, and then I print it out. Now, if you wanted to go to your local print shop, you can, but I'm here. A storm just passed, Hurricane Beryl, and I'm doing DIY shit because it makes me happy and I have the tools to do it. So why not do it myself? That's why I got a printer. That's why I got the chop shop set up. So this is why I like doing some things myself. Not everything, but some things I don't mind letting it be a project for me. So let me get these done. I have finally finished this project. It has been a very long day, and some things that just happened that I wasn't expecting. Lights went back out, blah, blah, blah. We're still recouping from the storm. So I finally finished the project. No, you don't see it on the back of the wall because I'm not going to get to that tonight. It's just not happening, but I'm excited that it is done, and I can show you the finished project of what these pictures look like. I'm so happy that I did not stick with the white background and that I switched over to the other type of paper. They look amazing. I'm looking at them right now and I can't wait to show you. So I'm about to show you, but before I do, I will show you what it looks like on the back of this wall in a cute little short or something. And of course, you'll see it on the rest of my videos. So let's check this out. Look at these. They are absolutely beautiful. The detail. I am so in love. And the beauty about these are, they are my affirmations, what I chose, what I wanted, and they're gonna look amazing on the wall. Okay, so I just had to finish my video with my wonderful project. Before I get out of here, maybe you're not a DIYer doing things like this. I honestly didn't realize how much of a crafty DIY person I am until I started creating my own affirmation cards and doing something that I wanted or I felt was missing. And so maybe you're not, maybe you are. If you are, this is something that's super easy. You can create your own. All you need is the frame, your saying, pick your visual and roll with it. Okay, this is almost like planting. See my plants back? Well, don't look at that one. It's not thriving at the moment, but my plant up there, it's like therapy and walking. It's like having a moment to just focus and be intentional about the things that you're working on. And it feels good. It feels good to see the finished project. So I hope that this video was fun for you. If you have any questions or if you'd like more help in walking you through how I created these, feel free to drop in the comments. If I can go any further details, I will. Look at that. Stop. second guessing yourself. Just keep figuring shit out as you go. Okay, I picked some of my favorite ones. And the great part about this is I get to change them out as often as I want. When I'm ready to switch up the sayings, I can just create some new ones and have a whole new wall. That's what I love about this. So it's really, doing it the way that I want to do it. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I'm tired. If you can't tell, this was fun. I thank you for tuning in with me, going behind the scenes and doing some arts and crafts as your affirmation coach. I'm always talking about speaking life over our lives and speaking positively and knowing what you're saying to yourself, understanding your self-talk. So having an affirmation wall, it's befitting. You know what I'm saying? All right. Until next time. And I'll drop this whole, big reveal in another video, in a short probably. And yeah, make sure that you subscribe so that you can see that. Click that bell for notifications so that you get notified when I drop the next video. Until next time.